How you doing? Wanted to make this video, a few reasons why really. I am a Star Wars fan, grew up with Star Wars since I was a nipper. I was around when Star Wars came out in '77 and I was 8 years old. Best thing I'd ever seen, it was amazing. Had a brilliant time. Remember in Return of the Jedi, didn't go too much on that one with the Ewoks. The Empire Strikes Back, which was probably the best of the three films. I remember being in the cinema, never ever had this feeling again. And when Darth Vader turns to Luke and says, "I am your father," I remember the whole cinema just hushed and were gobsmacked. Never ever had that again in any film that I've ever watched, and I haven't had that in these new Disney films either. What I wanted to say was, and get off my chest, was something that's come up with quite a lot of YouTubers is, has Disney killed Star Wars? Well, big bombshell, I don't think Disney has killed Star Wars. I think the prequels probably helped to slowly kill Star Wars. We know that the fan base of Star Wars is huge, so Disney, when they were making The Force Awakens and now The Last Jedi, the fan base was already there, so it was already set up. All they had to do was just throw the films out there. The fan base was already there. So we've had we've got youngsters, and you've got right through the generations. Those who've grown up with Star Wars, those who are younger now, new Star Wars fans coming. But these two Star Wars films has not recaptured my youth. But then probably nothing does. So once you're young and those days are gone, you can't get them back. So as far as Disney is recapturing the old Star Wars, no, they haven't done that. But I think Star Wars was already dying because of the prequels. The stories in the prequels, which were supposed to be about Anakin becoming from Anakin and then turning to the dark side and then becoming Darth Vader, one of the most powerful Jedis, and then Sith Lords around. That story wasn't great at all. CGI wasn't very good. In the new Disney film, CGI is very good, flashing lights, whatever. And I remember coming out, just watching The Last Jedi now, thinking it was a brilliant film, but then I started thinking about it, and then I just thought, yeah, it was a good film. But as far as recapturing my youth, no, it was just a good film. And I think there's a lot of comparisons from these two films, and I think Disney has been playing it safe. We know with the prequels they went a different route altogether, probably didn't work as well, but then they had to try something different from the first three films, and it's a bit hard to they didn't recapture that from the first three original trilogies to the prequels. It lost something, and with these two new Disney films now, it still hasn't captured the imagination. Whether it has for our youngsters or not, I don't know, but I think there's a lot of comparisons between the two new Disney films and the very first three Star Wars films, especially with Finn leaving, Finn being a stormtrooper, leaving the base with Paul Dameron, and then the ship, the TIE Fighter, crashing on Jakku in the desert, very similar to C-3PO and R2-D2, where their ship crashes in the desert and then they have to make their way to safety. So there's similarities there in those two films. We've got the family, the Skywalkers family, and the other thing is we've got Rey now really playing the role of Luke, and the similarities there is, first of all, we had Obi-Wan Kenobi, and when he met Luke, he wasn't with Luke for very long before giving him a little bit of training while they were on the Millennium Falcon, and then him being killed. Then we've got the same here in The Last Jedi with Luke training Rey for not very long, and then Luke gets killed. But she becomes an amazing lightsaber Jedi in no time at all, and she's hardly been taught. Even if she is a Jedi or has Jedi powers, to be as she has been is just stretching the imagination to the limit, really. It's a bit beyond belief. I have enjoyed the films. I never will recapture my youth, so that's out of the question. I'm enjoying the films, but there's nothing good or lasting about the films, these new Star Wars films. But yeah, to answer that question again, I don't think Disney is killing Star Wars. I think Star Wars is slowly dying already. But Disney hasn't helped. What they've tried to do is make money rather than to recapture something amazing that the first 3 Star Wars films had. Although I have to say, I like the first 2 Star Wars films up to Return of the Jedi with the Ewoks. I wasn't too much into that. I did like it, but not as much as the first 2. The Empire Strikes Back, I think, is probably the best. The story in the very first Star Wars was amazing, was brilliant. And although there was a lot of sci-fi films around at the time, Star Wars seemed to stick out far more than any other sci-fi film. And it certainly caught the imagination more, well, of young and old alike, really. Probably caught Lucas by surprise. Yeah, there's an awful, I don't want to be too controversial, but now in lots of films, you know, I like women. I'm married to a woman, and I've got girls, daughters, so I'm not against women, but I don't see why women have to play the lead role in everything. And now Star Wars, we had Luke playing the lead role, and who do we have playing the lead role now as the Jedi? Another girl. Not that I'm against that, but girls aren't as good as boys, and especially Jedi. Jedi men are far better. And on that, I'm only kidding. Yeah, on that bombshell, I think next time maybe we could speak about the new film coming up. Yeah, so this is Andy from Beyond Star Wars. If you like this video, or if you have any comments, it would be nice to hear from you. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, just drop us a comment, and we'll see what we can do in the next video. So thanks very much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.